Tonight, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
They love their crab cakes and they love their football. That's what Maryland does. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the inner harbor of Baltimore. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Seattle Seahawks.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. Returning it, Justice Hill. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The reigning league MVP Lamar Jackson trotting onto the field and leading the way now in his third season in the National Football League as this Baltimore offense gets set to go.
We've had dual threat quarterbacks in the NFL in the past, and we've had some really good ones. But I don't know if we've had one quite like Lamar Jackson. Led the league in touchdown pass with 36 last season. Set the all-time record for rushing yards in a single season for a quarterback at over 1,200 yards. And he led his Baltimore Ravens to a 14-2 regular season mark, best in the NFL. The sky is the limit for Lamar Jackson.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up second.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A handoff. It's Mark Ingram, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line.
Good tackle there by Jaron Reed, the former second-round pick out of Alabama. And that's why he was drafted, but he's really shown an excellent ability to rush the passer as well.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for marking.
That's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on third down. And third down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a fourth down.
The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. And he'll drop here to throw. He'll check that down to Carson. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Complete to Chris Carson. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
1st down, Seattle.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
first and 10. It's Wilson. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Will Dissly there to make the grab. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead.
Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Returning it, Hill. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Ravens take over first and 10. At their own 20.
The offense working its way back out here for the 2-0 Baltimore Ravens, who are coming off their 14th straight regular season victory. You remember that they had the 38-6 dismantling of the Browns in the opener. Week 2 looked just as strong. 33-16 they win at Houston. And Lamar Jackson, the AFC Offensive Player of the Week for Week 1. Well, he wasn't spectacular versus Houston, 18-24, 204 yards and a touchdown, added 54 on the ground. But even when he's not at his dazzling best, his team can still win by 3 scores on the road.
And just you putting those numbers out there and knowing that it's Lamar Jackson, we all go, okay, yeah, okay, Dad. If someone else's name is on those numbers, we're saying, boy, what a big day he had. That's the standard that Lamar Jackson has set for himself and for the league. This is a really good football team. And how about Mark Ingram with the clinching touchdown partner? Did you see that on a 4th and short? He goes into Wildcat, takes a snap, bursts through the middle, goes all the way in for a touchdown, puts a big martial arts move on the wall, hitting it behind the end zone. The only thing he didn't do, he didn't sweep the leg. Other than that, perfect. Big test in Week 3 now for Baltimore because Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City are coming to town.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return.
First and 10.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
He'll set up to throw.
They'll run the screen with Carson. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. Well, pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
The ball switches back over to Mark Ingram and the Ravens.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Holding offense. What's the deal, y'all?
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
On the stop. Brings up third down.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short.
Good catch there by Mark Andrews, who was Lamar Jackson's favorite target last year. They came in the same draft class and quickly got in sync with each other. Andrews led the team in receptions with 64 last year for 852 yards en route to his first Pro Bowl.
Here's Sam Cook now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively.
They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. There's Wilson to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Will Dissly, the intended receiver.
But it'll be 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Wilson. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Wilson will throw again, eluding the pressure. And it's a Seattle Seahawks touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle.
He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. The extra point now coming from Myers. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The return man is Hill. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was brought down at the 20.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit. So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Returning it is Moore. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. All right, Greg Olsen getting ready to trot out there for another drive. And we peek at some of his work from this game where he's nearing 100 yards.
And haven't we gotten pretty close in this game nowadays in the NFL to almost taking labels off of the tight end position? These guys now can be the #1 option in an offense, and that never used to be the case. So now how do you even match up with them? Cornerback, safety, linebacker, all 3 will have deficiencies against the best tight ends in the game.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
A loss of 9.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. He was able to get away initially on that play, but ultimately not much space to roam.
Great job there by them containing him, because you mentioned he got away initially, and how many times does that end up with a guy taking off for 15 or 20 yards? Here, the support was there, and they made the tackle for a loss.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I tell you, he brings the wood when he comes flying up in run support. He may be a safety, but he hits like a linebacker.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety.
Intercepted by the Seahawks.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. The 20. 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown.
Touchdown, Ravens.
And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1, because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a one-score game.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll drop to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
A gain of 7.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now Wilson on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Throwing is Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Derek Wolfe make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch is taken here a step or two inside the 45-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Quentin Dunbar right there on the coverage.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson back to Brown, this time complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 38 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They had that 14-0 lead, but that has evaporated as they go to work here 1st and 10. Wilson, they'll roll him out right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll have a first down past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Here's Wilson. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. And he's got Lockett. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 26.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Seattle.
These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 14-14.
They go play action here on first down. And it is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
And Myers able to knock it through. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
14. Ravens 14.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. The dangerous Hill now to return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's got Snead, flexing his muscle at the 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big-time 3rd down play for the Ravens. 46 yards.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
A gain of 2 makes it 3rd.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Jamal Adams.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and that will tie things at 17 all.
17.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
But things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Let's take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Complete to Chris Carson. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
A gain of 14.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. Short throw to Disley. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter is a good running back dive play.
To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first.
What a great rookie campaign in 2019 for DK Metcalf, who came in with high expectations, was actually upset that he went in the 2nd round, not the 1st round, but quickly proved everyone wrong who didn't take him prior. 900 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, and looks exactly like a Seattle Seahawks receiver is supposed to look. Big, strong, physical, and catches all the contested passes downfield.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Being chased out, and he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now it's the backup Smith. And oh, it'll be intercepted. It's the rookie linebacker, Patrick Queen.
Smith's pass.
Well, let's go back to the start of the season talk, Charles. We talked about some 2-0 and 0-2 teams. You mentioned Arizona, maybe a good surprise. Houston, a bad surprise. Any other teams a surprise at this point to you?
Well, I think that I would look at the Los Angeles Rams right out of the gate. At home against Dallas, opening their new stadium. Many thought Dallas would go out west and beat them. That didn't happen. Then how about the Rams going on the road this week and beating Philadelphia, and decisively? This looks like a Rams team that finished 9-7 last year. It has designs on challenging for the division title. And one other team I would throw in there is a little bit of a surprise, just by how it's gone down. How about Atlanta? I know it's tough against Seattle, tough against Dallas. Seattle was at home, but they got jumped on by Seattle. And in the Dallas game, they just gave away. That's a team that should be at worst 1-1 right now. Now looking at 0-2 and have a lot of questions.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And Marquise Brown coming off of a solid rookie season, 46 catches, 584 yards, but he was never 100% in his rookie year. As head coach John Harbaugh talked about the foot injury that he played with throughout the season. Now they expect him to be 100% healthy, and when so, they'll see more of those plays that had everyone calling him Hollywood in college.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
J.K. Dobbins, the one he was looking for.
But it's going to be 2nd down.
Hey, CD, let's peer ahead to Week 3 on the NFL slate. I'm looking down at the schedule here, seeing what catches my eye. How about the Rams at Buffalo? That's a pretty good game. A couple of 2-0 teams. Dallas at Seattle. What else do you have?
Well, how about Green Bay at New Orleans on Sunday night? We always talk about quarterback matchups that we'd love to see more of. You don't get to see very often Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, and this could be the last time if Drew Brees indeed hits towards retirement after this season. And how about the one that's going to cap off the weekend? Kansas City at Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how big is that one, right? Because there are a number of us who think that this is a preview of the AFC Championship game. But I want to go back to one you mentioned, the Rams and Buffalo. Two quarterbacks that continue to have to prove their greatness or even that they should have the job. Jared Goff with the Rams.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Russell Wilson sacked.
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run the screen with Carson. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Well, the screen gets 7, but it's not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
So much.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Jihad Ward. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Well, the D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
1st and 10. at their own 29.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
We'll see what his offense can do. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop. When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. It's Andrews. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we've seen both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze the throwing the way we should have. And I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Baltimore Ravens.
We often give credit to the O-line. Their 2 tight end formation, those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
And that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. From the gun, Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens have broken the tie. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talents. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. And they will take a 7-point lead now. That time a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now, his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better.
And that's caught inside the 35.
Bring it! Bring it!
All the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 75 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And Hill will opt for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
7-yard line.
They'll
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Operating from the gun, Jackson. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson on the move to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the 1st down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Got a man, it's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Now Jackson on 1st down. Over the middle here to Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Jackson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
4 yards.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the 1st half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can have him.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Benson Mayowa in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He connected on his 1st, this from 41. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike 1st at 3 zip.
Makes the score Ravens 27, Seahawks 24.
So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Man, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a terrific 1st half from the dual-threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this 2nd half. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the 2nd half.
Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins, we talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Well, normally you see three tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or two towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here.
Flushed out right. He'll run it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Forced out to his left. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it and run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
And am I seeing this correctly? They brought out the field goal team here on 1st down. Myers' kick is good. And that's going to tie the ball game at 27 all. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and Hill will opt for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Jackson from the shotgun. It's complete to Snead. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play that time for the Ravens. 41 yards. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20, 10, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know, head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Now Myers for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Returning it, Hill. And able to get this out to the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
And if you're keeping an eye on the box score, that last run puts him over the 100-yard mark for the game. And this defense has just had all sorts of trouble trying to keep him under wraps, both passing and running.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36.
For the ball carrier.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, Charles, glancing back to week 2 of the NFL, certainly there were a lot of great games. Unfortunately, though, it was a tough day for injuries across the league, and the team probably hit the hardest, the 49ers, losing Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas for the season. They also had Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert also leaving that game, but they were certainly not the only team affected.
And remember, they were already missing George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, right? Those guys didn't even play in that ball game. So this is a team. Oh, Richard Sherman, of course, is on IR. They've really struggled in the early going. How about the Giants, losing the face of their team. And Saquon Barkley looks like an ACL gone for the season. And Cortland Sutton also done for the season with an ACL with the Denver Broncos. Tough sledding right now. Remember,
looking up into the lights, and he muffs it.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
and that's what friends are for.
Right? As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield
And got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
3 yards on the play.
33 yards that time. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
Flush to his right, and now he's going to use his legs. And he's taken down inside the 30. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college, but I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Ravens' 22-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days in Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass and you blew coverage up, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it was really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
It's a gain of 10.
10 yards and a Seattle first down. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
A gain of 6 there on first. 2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage, and when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
And now, is it 4th down? No, it's 3rd down. And the field goal unit is out onto the field. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Myers able to knock it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10.
Ravens 27.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27.
Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He's hoping to channel his first half play. They had the lead at halftime, was playing well. Flip the script here in the third quarter a little bit.
I think he misses the Pee-wee days, you know, when you just got the orange slice at halftime, right? And remember, weren't any real adjustments then, right? You weren't looking at some tape, right? You weren't looking at stuff off of the Surface tablets. You just went back out and played. Right now, maybe the adjustments have caught up to him.
We'll see. Maybe he just needs a couple orange slices here for this drive. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10.
Another run here with Dobbins. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line of
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
pass.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Here's more on the return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own.
Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawks offense now getting set to go again. He's just looking to keep this thing going. They were down at halftime. Now they've got a cushion on the scoreboard.
Bringing it each and every snap now, and you can tell the confidence has really risen with his unit. I think the halftime had to have done them some good. What they learned, what they gleaned, looking at those tablets, the pictures, and now they're really in sync.
Yeah, whatever they learned and gleaned, nice word, by the way. It's working right now. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield.
Wilson's pass.
5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
Brings up second and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Wilson. He'll find Baltimore out of the backfield. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 4.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
Incomplete.
That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
The Ravens take over first and 10.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Man, Lamar Jackson, and we all know it, but he is just so elusive with the football.
I don't care how many times you go through tackling drills at practice and how many different situations you put guys in practice. It's not the same as trying to get Lamar Jackson on the ground. He forced 42 missed tackles last year. That's twice as many as any other quarterback in the NFL. To your point, very difficult to get him down.
They'll run on first down. Ingram, and he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Ingram, the ball carrier.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
49-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After the interception, here's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
Wilson's pass intended for DK Metcalf. Incomplete. He was covered by Patrick Lee.
We're in Baltimore. 3rd quarter action. 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Wilson. Short throw to Disley. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he goes out right around the 39. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
34-yard line. The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 34.
From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
Out to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked to me like the adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Jackson on target to Brown for Ravens 1st down.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson now. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
For the field goal. A 34-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And this is back down to a 7-point game.
37. Ravens 30.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 27. And he'll throw right away. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't like a target that size. I mean, that's a big, tall receiver, and somehow he missed him anyway.
Yeah, tempting to just put it out there for him to go get it, but dangerous throw and not on target.
Yeah, sometimes even a receiver with that type of catch radius can't haul a minute if they're not accurate.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Wilson's pass complete to Greg Olsen.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 22-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Throwing again here, Wilson. A quick throw, but incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
9-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10.
40. Ravens 30.
A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And now here come the Ravens.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26.
And from the shotgun, he'll throw.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now the second down throw on target. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Mark Andrews, a first-time Pro Bowler, the intended target.
That'll bring up second down. To throw again, Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The tackle made back at the...
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. From the gun, Jackson. Snead's got it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. And a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
For J.K. Dobbins.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And Jackson throwing once more. And that will be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Tucker's kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game.
Makes the score Seahawks 40, Ravens 33.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what
He's got a man, complete, 20, 10, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson, 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that, man. 1 play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, 1 play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now up to 14.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The return man is Hill. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
On the return, the Ravens take over 1st and 10. At their own 26.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They'll find Dobbins out of the backfield, and he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Baltimore.
Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
1-yard line.
Now Jackson on 1st down. He's got it to Ingram, complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Marquise Brown was the intended target, and it's 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Jackson will throw again. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Will Dissly, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. That's complete to Dissly, the tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult.
And he's going to go down again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen.
Wilson's pass.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And no, it's incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
2nd and 10.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. But now it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And that is incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
They'll take over.
Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. This complete to Lockett. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll run the screen with Carson. And on this one he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
That's to his running back, complete. He will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. And that makes them now 0 for 3 on fourth down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on fourth down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions, because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Jackson on first down. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. He's got his man, it's Andrews. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Touchdown.
An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in a game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens.
The onside kick recovered by the Ravens.
The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. To throw again. Jackson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Benson Mayowa able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Baltimore, good night, everybody.